Hello my friends and welcome back. Happy Tuesday to you. You survived Monday. Yes, congratulations. 1 day gone, 4 to go. Let's survive this week together. But you know what didn't survive this week? Two very big and important things that happened last night and they didn't survive the week. One of them is the Kerch bridge. Yes, Ukrainian marine drones have attacked the Kerch bridge once again. Everybody has been waiting for it. Everybody is saying the Taurus, the German missile, can destroy it. But Olaf Scholz didn't want to give the Taurus because he don't have no balls. So now Ukrainians are like, okay, why do we need the Taurus? We have the Taurus on water, our marine drones. Sea Baby. Well, it wasn't a Sea Baby. It was a Magura 5 actually. It's a different sea drone. But I'll read you the report because we have no official confirmations yet, but we know that the Kerch bridge is now closed and the locals are reporting this. Residents of Kerch report loud explosions over the city. The Crimean bridge is temporarily closed at this time. Previously, air defense was working. The sounds of explosions began to be heard approximately past midnight. So I think according to Kyiv time last night, it was 11:30 p.m. So close to midnight Kyiv time. According to the eyewitnesses from different parts of the city, 3 to 5 powerful pops were heard. This is no official information yet. So this information is 12 hours old, and by the time I'm recording this video, no new information has come out. So by the time you are watching it, and it will be in like 7 to 8 hours, you will know much more than me. So don't be angry that this video is outdated already because things move fast. As of now, only explosions happen. I don't know how. Is the Kerch bridge a submarine now? I don't know. You do when you're watching. But my friends, you know what that means? That means Crimean beach party coming right up when Crimea is liberated from the Russian occupation. This is going to be us, NAFO fellas, on Crimean beach. All the NAFO dogs and the shark. Which one is you, my friend? Budanovi's DJ. Yeah! Please don't make me go back to actual Russia. Yeah! Oh, look at this! NAFO dogs underwater planting explosives on Nord Stream. What? Okay, I'll get serious now. I just wanted to make you feel good since we have 4 more days to survive. A little bit of humor spices things up. Beach party coming up. But my friends, I said 2 things didn't survive Monday. Didn't survive the first day. One was the bridge. What is the other one? Well, Kerch bridge supposedly can be now a Russian submarine. But there's another submarine. Russian patrol ship Sergey Kotov. And you know what's funny? It was hit with Ukrainian marine drones also at the same time. They hit the Kerch bridge and the Sergey Gotov. Gotov means ready or finished in Russia. So Sergey finished because he's finished, and the creating of a submarine called Sergey Gotov is now Gotov, meaning finished. It was destroyed last night by the Group 13 Special Unit of Ukrainian Defense Intelligence, GUR. As a result of the attack, Magura V5 naval drones, the Russian ship of Project 22160, Sergey Gotov, suffered damage on the stern, right and left sides. The ship was damaged in Ukraine territorial waters near the Kerch Strait. Like the Kerch bridge? Coincidence? I think not. The ship was worth about 65 million. And in this video playing in the background, it's an actual video of this ship shooting with machine guns, shooting the drones that is approaching the ship. And then boom, bada bim, bada boom, sleeping with the fishes. Oh, this one actually applies here because it's a ship. Yes. My friends, now I'll bring you a human story before we go on with the war news. This is a 64-year-old Ukrainian man, elderly man from Urozhaine, which is occupied by Russian forces. He rode 30 kilometers with a bicycle to get back to Ukrainian territory. It's 1 minute long. I'll bring the story to you. Where did you come from? From far away. Why did you come to a place that is being shelled? Where I was, everything was destroyed. Avdiivka? No. Urozhaine, you know? I was under occupation, I couldn't leave. The only free road was to Mariupol, to Russia. Did you want to go to Ukraine? Of course, I wanted to go to Ukraine. Are you a supporter of Ukraine? I was born here. You have no sympathy for Russia? What kind of sympathy can we talk about? They have done nothing good to me. They only liberated us from everything, from our homes. My house burned down, my relatives' house burned down. They burned everything to the ground. Staromayorsk, Urozhaine. There are craters everywhere and that's it. I rode a bicycle from Urozhaine. Yes, but I had to get to Kurakhove 55 kilometers away. I rode more than 30 kilometers. Then I was picked up. How old are you? I'm 64 years old. And how long did it take you to travel 30 kilometers? About 5 hours. My friends, this illustrates perfectly how the Russians are the liberators, because they liberate you from your house, your relatives, every friend or family you have, they liberate you from all of that. They destroy everything and boom, you're free from everything. In that sense, the Russians are the liberators. As this 64-year-old man said, he wanted to get to Ukrainian-controlled soil and he did it by just riding a bicycle. My friends, I promise you we have more than enough serious war news today, but there's so much funny stuff going on today. I'm stealing another 30 seconds of your life and I'm gonna bring you a story that is called "A Norwegian Artist Made Putin a Dictator." Look, pretty lady, Norwegian lady, and what is she drawing? Well, she's drawing a dictator from... You know what? I cannot say it here, but yes, Putin is a dictator. That is official. He's made out of... Oh my God, am I 12? My friends, France has given Ukraine glide bombs. United States JDAMs have been incredibly efficient and accurate, but there's not that many of them, so Ukraine needs more. So France sent 250 kilogram bombs, AASM Hammer. They're glide bombs. And the first video came out about this Hammer glide bomb hitting a house in Avdiivka where Russians were inside because they hit within 3 meters accuracy. So they're pinpoint almost in war. But why is this important? Well, because everybody bashed on France why they have given only 700 million while Germany, for example, has given like 6-7 billion and French GDP is so big. Well, the truth now came out. It wasn't 700 million. It was 3.8 billion. I'll read you the description because this is big. France has been given secretly. It wasn't public. France has finally given details on its military assistance so far, which is higher than what most knew or expected, but still somewhat disappointing considering the size of the country. France has now committed around 3.8 billion euros worth of equipment, which is much more than previously thought. Now this story is brought to us by Joni Askola. You can see his Twitter on the screen. Why I'm showing this? Because Joni is writing now one story for every video because we go to Kyiv together. He's part of the Finnish NAFO guys. He's a Finnish. That's the dude. That is Ragnar, that is Roland, our mechanic. You know, it's like Kyiv. This is where we give over the cars. I'm here somewhere also. Thank you, Joni, for doing this. Good information. Joni's link is in the description below. I'll read you very quickly what France has given: 4 LRRU multiple rocket launchers, basically the French version of M270, 38 AMX recon tanks. These are the light tanks with the barrel and wheels, strange tanks, 250 VAB armored vehicles, more air defense than many other countries, 1 SAMP-T battery, 2 Crotale systems and 6 Mistral systems. Also they have sent 30k 155mm shells, which is a very small and disappointing number, unfortunately, because they were one of the only countries with Greece and Cyprus who blockaded the purchase of shells by the EU from outside of the EU. For Ukraine, like the EU wants to buy them outside of the EU to Ukraine, but France is like, no, we don't do that. Really bad. French help could and should be higher. France could have bought shells and equipment from other countries to give them to Ukraine if not having enough on its own. However, France seems to finally be stepping up, and we can be happy about this outcome. Let's hope that we get some good news on Mirage 2000 jet fighters from French. Credit where credit is due, and my message here is also always not to blame and not to say somebody has given so little or less or doing not enough. Thank you to French people and French government for helping Ukraine as much as you have done it. Thank you for Germans. Thank you for everybody, United States, that they have helped also. It's about thank you, not about pointing fingers. We have the same goal here. My friends, since Russia has lost so many Su-34s and Su-35s in the last 2 weeks, I gotta show you this graph. Look, February 17th, 18th, 19th, 21, 27, 29, February 23rd. All of these are confirmed losses of Russian jets, 34 and 35. But there's so many more, like 13 of them are Su-34 fighter bombers, and only 2 of them are Su-35 fighters, and 1 is a A-50 AWACS. Now, why are there so many Su-34s? Well, because the plane itself is 4 tons heavier than the more agile Su-35 fighter. Plus, in addition to that 4 tons, the Su-34 is carrying usually Russian JDAMs, guided bombs, which are really heavy. Some of them are 2,000 kilograms, 2-ton bombs. Some of them are 500 kilograms, 1,000 kilograms. Very, very, very heavy bombs. A lot of explosives. So this plane is not agile, not very maneuverable, so it's a lot easier to shoot down. This is why they're losing them in such big numbers. But shooting them down is so important because Russian glide bombs are unfortunately a very effective terror weapon. They're precise enough, they're not super precise, but they're precise enough to do a lot of damage to Ukrainian infantry positions. My friends, Medvedev, the former president of Russia and now the head of the Russian Security Council, and the drunkard, publicly known, always drunk, has picked a new style of clothing. Look at this. Does it remind you of something? A tunic? The video came out yesterday when Medvedev was ranting about, Ukraine, and in the back there's a map where Russia occupies all of Ukraine. Mykolaiv, everything. Everything is under Russian occupation. And now this 20 seconds I'm going to show you is what the Russian Ministry of Defense and leadership is all about. It's the truth right here. One of Ukraine's former leaders once said that Ukraine isn't Russia. The concept must disappear for good. Ukraine is undoubtedly Russia and receives applause from the audience. So this tells me that the viewers also, and Medvedev, it's a collective responsibility. I mean, they wouldn't applaud. We're not at the time yet where when you don't applaud, then Russia will be shot or put to gulag. They have a choice not to applaud. Nothing would happen to them because it's not there yet. The FSB is not that harsh yet. But they do applaud. It's their free choice to applaud to that sentence that Ukraine is undoubtedly Russia. So this group of people you see on the screen right now, they are collectively responsible as Russians for Russian terror crimes in Ukraine and in Syria. This is why Russia has a collective responsibility, and it's not about Putin, it's about the people and the mindset of the entire Russia, the imperialistic mindset. And my friends, when I wanted to comment on the dressing style, this is Solovyev, Russia's biggest propagandist. This is Medvedev, Russia's biggest drunk propagandist. This is Stalin. And look, do you see any similarities? Also, there is Steven Seagal, also the same. All douchebags wearing the same outfit. I mean, coincidence? I think not. My friends, in the recent days, more than 20,000 soldiers from 13 countries are taking part in a major NATO exercise in the north of host countries Norway, Finland and Sweden from today. Actually, that was yesterday. The exercise is called Nordic Response in 2024, in which Finland and Sweden are now also participating as the newest member states. Now Finland has 1,300 kilometers of border with Russia, and these are the very first major NATO exercises taking part so close to Russian border on Finnish soil, and they're in the winter, in the snow. The Finnish and the Russians both remember the Winter War, and we both know who actually was more superior, whose troops were superior. That was Finland. One Finnish soldier killed average 10 Soviet orcs before the Finnish soldier died. So the Russians, they do remember the Finnish, and now there's NATO exercise in Finland. I mean, Putin is done. My friends, take a good look at that woman. That is Estonian Prime Minister Kaja Kallas, and she has more balls than any Western leader of Western European country. All of these men combined don't have enough volume of balls that Kaja Kallas does. She is quite amazing. I'll read you her quote. We should not be afraid of our own power and should not overestimate Russia's power. The fear of escalation leads us to make ourselves smaller than we are. This is wrong. I do agree 100%, 1000%, especially this coming from a Prime Minister of Estonia, a Baltic country with very dark Soviet past, a very small country, not a lot of money, not a big military, but we are next to Russia. We are the first to take the hit, and this is what we stand for. The Western European countries are afraid. We should be afraid, but we're not. And on that topic of having balls and not being afraid, I'll bring to you 4 countries that have already announced the possibility of sending their troops to Ukraine. French President Emmanuel Macron, Prime Minister of Estonia Kaja Kallas, Lithuanian officials are also talking about this, and the Netherlands has become the 4th country whose Chief of Defense Staff, Onno Eichelschheim, does not rule out the possibility of sending troops to Ukraine. Yes. For many Europeans, it's a frightening scenario. My friends, wherever you are, whoever you are, whatever you feel, this is the truth. Fear is a choice. There is no fear everywhere, anywhere, ever. If you are afraid, you choose to be afraid. Choose not to be afraid. Your life will become so much easier, so much more enjoyable, and you will become the master of your life. I'm not saying don't be afraid. I'm saying choose not to be afraid. And now, my friends, I love it. I left it to the end, but I love this so much because I've been saying it like a broken record and people have been making fun of me, and the pro-Russian trolls on YouTube are like, oh, wait until Russia puts the mass production of T14 Armata, the best battle tank in the world. Well, now, my friends, it's official. I'll read it to you and get your popcorn because I'm gonna enjoy this moment because I don't want to be the asshole, but I told you. I told you so many times. Rostec CEO Sergey Kotov says that Russia's much vaunted T14 Armata tank won't be used in Ukraine because it's too expensive. Well, the message behind this is it won't be used at all, ever, and it won't ever enter mass production or any production at all because only 20 prototype models have been made. And the tank is very good on paper, but Russia is simply unable. They were unable before the war to mass produce them. They're unable now. There's no universe in which Russia can produce these tanks in any kind of numbers. They just half of the parts in this tank are Western. So where the hell could they get those parts from? Now, if the United States would make the very same tank, it would be still extremely expensive, but it would be a very good tank. But no weapon is ever only as good as the design is. It's as good as what the logistic is behind producing it, the logistical chains, the overall price, the origins of the parts that are in the tank, how easy it is to produce these parts. This is what means if the weapon is overall good or producible or deployable. Now, this tank is good on paper. It only exists on paper. It is unproducible. The logistics is impossible for Russia. It's over-engineered and over-designed for the country's capabilities. So, in my values, it's just a bad tank. It's a wrong tank for the wrong country. It will never happen. My friends, thank you for coming back time and time again. My goal on this channel is to give you military news, to make you laugh, to make you feel, and to leave you, when you close this video, with a good feeling. Because that is very important. The Western media, unfortunately, tries to make you feel like shit. They want to make you afraid because fear gets clicks. They want to make you apathetic and desensitized about the war because they publicize these huge dead children and bodies. I don't do that. You need to feel good. You're watching, you need to feel good behind that screen. Because if you don't feel good, you cannot help Ukraine. You cannot live your life. You're afraid. Choose not to be afraid. Feel good. Smile, laugh, all of that stereotypical nonsense, but it is true. If you feel bad, you cannot really do anything with anything ever. So Choose a military blogger or a website that makes you feel good. The rest, throw it away. They just want your clicks. Thank you, my friends. I'll see you tomorrow. Until my next video, Slava Ukraini, and bye-bye.